It is the sixth leading cause of death in the United States, but there is no cure and no one is immune. This is Alzheimer's disease.
What is Alzheimer's disease? It is a type of dementia that creates problems with memory, behavior, and thinking. It is the most common form of dementia. Alzheimer's got its name from Dr. Alois Alzheimer after he discovered abnormal brain tissue in a woman who had died from an unusual mental illness. The majority of people with Alzheimer's are over the age of 65, but it can affect younger people too. Alzheimer's gets worse over time, and early on the memory loss is mild, but as time goes on, it can become increasingly difficult for people with the disease to carry on conversations and react to their environment. There is no cure for it, but there are treatments that help relieve some of the symptoms.
How does it work? Scientists believe that Alzheimer's disease is caused by a combination of genetic, lifestyle, and environmental factors that affect the brain over time. They have also identified specific risk factors. One's risk for Alzheimer's disease increases greatly after age 65. One's risk can also be increased if a first-degree relative, like a parent or sibling, have the disease. Additionally, women are more likely than men to develop the disease, partly because they live longer. Some other factors include past head trauma, poor lifestyle and heart health, and lower education. Despite these risk factors, the causes of Alzheimer's aren't yet fully understood. Alzheimer's disease comes on gradually as two types of abnormalities form in the brain and kill the brain cells. A main sign of Alzheimer's disease is the formation of clusters of misfolded proteins both inside and outside of neurons. One of these proteins, called amyloid beta protein, is found in the extracellular space around neurons in a healthy brain. During Alzheimer's, however, misfolded forms of amyloid beta clump together in deposits called plaques. Another protein, called tau protein, which is normally found inside neurons and involved in maintaining the structure of neurons, is also found in a misfolded state in Alzheimer's. It accumulates inside neurons in bundles called tangles. These proteins first start accumulating in the hippocampus, where memories are formed in the brain. Over time, they start to destroy these memories, making it harder and harder to form them. From the hippocampus, the protein spread to the other areas of the brain, affecting functions like language, problem-solving, emotion regulation, and sense-making. This disease can even cause hallucinations in the later stages. In the final stages, the breathing and heart functions are affected, which ultimately end in death. The whole process of the disease takes over 8 to 10 years on average.
Not only does Alzheimer's severely affect the individual who has it, but also has an immense impact on our society.
Like 1 in 25?
I don't know, like 20?
I think Alzheimer's affects 1 in 10 people.
The disease affects 1 in 10 people over the age of 65 and is the sixth leading cause of death in the U.S. Of the top 10 causes of death, this is the only one without a means to prevent or cure its progression. Since 2000, deaths from illnesses like heart disease or HIV have decreased, while Alzheimer's has increased by 89%. This increase may be caused by limited research on the illness. The National Institutes of Health spends over $6 billion a year on cancer research, over $4 billion on heart disease, and over $3 billion on HIV and AIDS research. But it only spends $480 million on Alzheimer's research. This could be fueled by ageism ideologies, thinking that Alzheimer's is a part of aging and nothing can be done on the matter.
Like 500 million.
150 billion.
$100 million.
In 2017, Alzheimer's cost the nation $259 billion, which is 539 times the amount of money put into the research on the illness. While this disease is clearly a financial burden, it is also emotionally exhausting on friends and families as well. Caring for a person with Alzheimer's takes longer, lasts longer, is more personal, is more intrusive, and takes a heavy toll on the health of the caregivers themselves. More than 60% of the Alzheimer's and dementia caregiver rate the emotional stress of caregiving as high or very high, with 1/3 reporting symptoms of depression. Because Alzheimer's disease affects not only patients but also our society, it is crucial for more research to be performed to help find the cure. It is also crucial to spread information on the disease in order to reduce stigma, improve care, and fight for those affected by Alzheimer's disease.